Hi and welcome to Thriver TV, the place to break free from narcissistic abuse with quantum tools and understandings. So today's Thriver TV episode is a really important one because it's one that causes people an enormous amount of pain, and this is one of the hardest things about devalue and discard with a narcissist is after it people really scream and feel that agony of, you profess to love me more than anybody ever did, and how could you have done what you did? How could you have thrown me under a bus? Why didn't you love me? Why didn't you want me as you declared from the rooftops that you did? It's a really hard one to reconcile, and I just really want to start at the start with this. And what we need to understand is that if somebody doesn't love themselves, then they have no capacity to genuinely love another. And a narcissist is a false self. And what that means is they have a desecrated true self. They divorced their true self. They decided that it was inadequate to get love, approval and security, so it was rendered null and void, and a false self, a fictitious character, was put in its place. So the truth of the matter is, there's actually no real person there to love themselves and to love you. Now, we've got to understand that in the quantum reality in life, and a lot of people might, if they're not spiritually personal development inclined, they might say, well, this is all woohoo and it's new age and it's all these things. But you know, epigenetics and all sorts of quantum studies are showing this, and also people that are into self-development and take personal radical responsibility truly understand, as I do and so many thrivers in the community do, is that there is only self recreating holographically more of self in the field, which is life, through the people and the situations that we're experiencing. So really what this means in a nutshell is water finds its own level. And what that means is that we will never experience or accept a level of love which is underneath the level of love that we have for ourselves. And in our situation with narcissists, it was water finding its own level. And that doesn't mean that we're a false self, or that we're conscienceless or malicious, or that we're bad people. What it actually means is we didn't love ourselves. At that stage of our journey, we hadn't yet become a source of love, approval and security to ourselves. And for many of us, this was our normal. We didn't realize the codependency that we were living. And this is what had been modeled for us, that we grew up in situations that were about conditional love. We believed that we were lovable for what we did or what we achieved or how we looked or how much we were giving to other people. We hadn't realized that we were worthy of love simply because we existed. And we may have had love that was fraught with a lot of pain. So what had happened with that was that we hadn't developed the inner resources to be able to self-partner and self-soothe and love and approve of ourselves and work with our own inner beings to be able to support and love and heal them. So unknowingly, what we were doing is we were trying to source self from outside of self. And as codependents, we got really busy, or we got really capable, or we got really intelligent, or giving, or caring, or loving. All of these things that we thought we had to be and do in order to be approved of and in order to be loved. And it didn't turn out very well, because what happened was we were replaying our childhood scripts with people that we thought would be the healers of these scripts, who were the bringers of the intense message of these scripts. So when we met Narcissist, we didn't realize it, but we already had that codependent state of being, which is all about an inner emptiness and an anxiety and a depression, which really we're fending off. We're surviving in life by doing all the things that codependents do, which is get up and keep going again and get very good at other things, or have all of these sorts of conditions on ourselves for life. It sort of goes like this, you know, I will love myself if I lose 10 pounds, or if I get that achievement, or if I buy that house, or if I get a great partner, well, then I'll be worthy of love. And we're not self-partnered. And then we actually end up getting with people who, if they're manipulators, if they're abusers, if they're narcissists, can come into our life via our gaps by looking like they're going to grant us all of the relief of that inner emptiness and that anxiety and that depression, because they seem to be the people that love us like no other, that really unconditionally get us and support us and want to be with us for all the right reasons. And what that felt like as a codependent was that relief from the emptiness and the anxiety and the depression. It felt like love. We thought it was love. And we really thought that we were, unconsciously at least, it felt like we were being saved from ourselves and this painful life existence that we thought was normal, which is actually abnormal. And then, of course, when this person that professes to love us like no other doesn't end up loving us, and in fact treats us like the enemy and smashes us to pieces, and then, you know, throws us to the side as if we never existed, that can be the most horrifying experience of devastation. And that is the codependent victim model, is that devastation. Until we realise quantum truths, and the quantum truths are very, very profound. And when we understand the quantum truths, we stop holding other adults responsible for our own levels of love, acceptance and security. And we realise that these people are aids, they're angels in disguise, which are bringing our wounds to us in such intensity that there's nowhere else to go but inside to meet them. And there's a very, very beautiful story, which is a story of Buddha, where 3 men came to see Buddha and they said, well, where is my divinity? Where is God? Where is love? And Buddha said, go search, go look. So they looked at the top of the mountains and at the bottom of the ocean and in every nook and cranny, and they came back and they said, well, we haven't found it. And Buddha said, well, I knew that you needed to exhaust every possibility before you would go to the only place where it is, which is inside you. So when we understand this at the deepest, most profound level of truth, and the truth sets us free, we understand that in the holographic reality and the quantum law truth, there is only self recreating more of self through the experiences of people and situations in all of life. So everything that's in your experience, there's a part of you in it. And you're the creator of it. And we are creating from our emotional belief systems and our emotional programs. We are creating from how we really feel about ourselves, others, and life. We're the creator of this. So when we are having that incredibly devastating experience of somebody not loving us, there is only one truth in this, that we are not as yet self-partnered loving ourselves. Because if we are truly, truly self-partnered in our own body and we are loving ourselves, we are living unconditionally. There are no conditions to love. We are love. And we're living a life of love. And a life of love means that I love and I approve of and I am a source of my own security regardless of what anybody else's choices are. Because in the hologram of life, I have unlimited resources. And that doesn't mean that I'm callous or I'm uncaring. It actually means that I unconditionally love myself and others enough that I don't need to hold other people responsible, other adults, for my level of love, approval, and security. And in fact, I love you so much, as I do myself, that if you decide not to love me, I allow that to be. And in no way does that detract from my own level of love, approval, and security. And what is a match for me, for that level of love, approval, and security, will show up in my hologram loving me, because that's just more of myself. One of my beautiful girlfriends who models soulmate relationship just gorgeously, as well as self-love. And I did a radio show and an article about her and love, as well as another lovely girlfriend, about soulmate relationship. And what is so profound is this girlfriend has said to me that with her partner, that if he met somebody else who could love him more than what she does, she would fully give him her blessing to be with that other person, because that's the level she loves him at. Now, this is a woman who is self-loving, anchored in her own body as love, because she means that. And that's the truth. And that's what real love is about. So we need to understand, and I've been there, I promise I've been there, when I've had the experience of narcissistic abuse, when I believed that that person was the healer of my wounds that I hadn't yet healed myself. And then that person refused to take responsibility for them and devalued and discarded me. I was devastated that this person did not love me as he had professed to love me. And the reason why I was so devastated was I was holding him responsible for the only love that would ever gratify me, and the only love that would ever grant me wholeness, which was my love, approval, and security for myself. And at that point, I hadn't realized that nobody could show up in the field reciprocating that level of love until I became that level of love to myself. Because in the hologram, I was only getting more of how I really was not loving me, how I wasn't self-partnered, how I wasn't capable of self-soothing, how I wasn't meeting my inner wounds with love and devotion and total commitment to grow those young, wounded, neglected parts of myself up. I hadn't done the work. So we really need to stop playing the victim model, because the victim model is all about, why didn't you love me? I hold you responsible. You're a disgraceful person for not doing it. And the victim model is killing people. It needs to be given up, because it's not the truth. And what we can understand when we give up that disastrous model is, yes, we've got intense pain about this, but the pain is not about the narcissist not loving us. It's about us not loving ourselves. The narcissist is simply a catalyst, a messenger of that. When we understand that, it's not even about the narcissist. It's profoundly about ourselves. And we can come home to being in our own body, being self-partnered, up-leveling our wounds and moving forward into a hologram of profound wholeness and love. And when we move out of survival, which is when we're not self-partnered, when we move into self-partnering, we step into creation. And creation is love, and it is truth. And then it just recreates more of itself in the field. We find out that we're actually surrounded and nourished and flourished with love, and we're able to accept those levels of love. And we will not accept and partner up with what is not genuine love, because it's no longer a match for us. So I hope that this has really, really helped. And if you're enjoying my videos, I would love you to subscribe to my channel so you can get regular updates, and please like, share and comment. And also too, if you haven't as yet, access my free resources, which is just so much about self-partnering and healing those young wounds and up-leveling and having this incredible breakthrough experience as a result of narcissistic abuse. You can do so by clicking the button that appears on this video. And I would love you to join me in my next 3 Keys to Thriving After Narcissistic Abuse 3-hour free teleclass, which also comes with profound workshopping with hundreds of other people from all over the world. And please know, if you can't make the event live, you do receive a recording, so you're not going to miss out on anything. And you can join up to that by clicking the button that appears on this video as well. So that's it for me for this episode. So keep smiling and keep healing and keep thriving, because there is nothing else to do. Okay, that's it from me. Lots of love. Bye-bye.